Hi, my name's John, and I am a witness. Um, this isn't my testimony about how I accepted Christ, but this is kind of my testimony now of where I am. Had a really amazing things happen these past several years. I had a daughter that went into adoption when I was 21, and even though it was open adoption, we were not in communication, that sort of thing. So after about 25 years, I would say is what the time frame was, I got an email, and this was right about when COVID was going on. And I saw the picture, has the Outlook image and stuff. I was like, wow, she's definitely, I see it, that kind of thing. Because there were a lot of uncertainties I had. I'm not going to discuss like what happened in the past, stuff like that. But it was just incredible. I emailed back, hey, how about we set a time tomorrow and let's talk, because it was definitely, a shocking moment. Didn't want to jump into a conversation in that moment. And next day I drove up to the park, and we just hung out. I hung out, and we were just talking on the phone for about a good hour or so. And shortly after, I planned a trip up there to visit and to meet her. And it was just incredible, because I got to share the story with so many people along the way. And it was incredible how many people I took, because I took a train. I really don't like to fly. And I shared it with so many folks, and it was crazy. I'd say out of half the people I talked to, they had been adopted, and they'd been through experiences that were not positive. And it just was incredible. She had shared her testimony with me about how her best friend, had, kind of led her towards Christ, and how her friendship, was kind of, guiding her along. And it just was an awesome trip. Everything, like everywhere we went to eat, it was perfect. The time seemed like it was just long. Like I was only there for like a week or maybe 4 days. I can't remember which, but it seemed like a long time. It was amazing. And I never had such a perfect trip. And we'd had multiple vacation trips, her down here and me back up there again. And, just to have that opportunity for God to make that possible. It's not something like I did good or anything like this. It's just God giving us that opportunity. And it was so incredible. I can tell you, we even did camping trips, and there were zero bugs. I've never been camping. I camp a lot. I've never been camping, and there were zero bugs. And even people we were talking to at the springs, they're like, this is incredible. We've never been here and not be just demolished by mosquitoes and gnats. And it's like there were so many little things that God was just making like incredible. So after a period of time, she got married, and I got to go up for the wedding and stuff too, which was really incredible. Her and her husband, they now have a little boy and a little girl, and they're living just up the road from me. They just moved this past week into a new place that's a little bit closer up into Yulee, and it's just awesome. I did not ever think I'd have this opportunity or get to, enjoy this relationship. And it has 100% just been God's grace pouring out. And I could talk for hours about how God has been pouring into their lives. It was incredible. Their relationship with God, and just how wonderful their children and healthy they are. And their involvement in the church, and where they're going and where they're growing is beautiful. And I literally got to be 100% a part of the granddaughter while she was pregnant the whole time, the whole experience of it, going up to the hospital, being there to take care of Maximus while Patrick's in there for the delivery. And now I understand why people are all wah-wah over little babies and stuff like that. I always thought it was kind of silly and stuff, and I'm totally wah-wah now. But it's been totally God's grace, 100% poured over us. it's incredible. And also, like, now her dad up there is moving here to Jacksonville as well. He's been job seeking here. He even applied to one of the jobs up at the church, and is working on looking for a place to rent and that, and will be moving down here to Jacksonville as well. And turns out also her husband, his uncle lives out in Hilliard, very close to here. Didn't really know that a while back until they were considering moving to Jacksonville. And it has been so much of God just giving us so much of his love. And you can really see it in their family. And really, that's my testimony right now. Not so much of how I came to Christ, but of God's grace in my life is overpouring. But I do intend to share my testimony too eventually, of like how I came to Christ when I was younger. But one of the things she shared with me too that I didn't realize, that, like, I mean, my older brother and sister are adopted, so it's kind of a different experience. Like, they were there before I was born, kind of thing. But a lot of other siblings, like, they don't have, or people don't have a positive experience, of going into adoption and reuniting with a past, what's it called, birth parent, that kind of thing. And is very rare from what I learned after that. And but God's grace is not rare. I mean, it's out there. It's just pouring out. It's pouring out. And I just wanted to share this story because it's just incredible. It's been several years now of our time together, and it just keeps getting better. It's super cool. It's super cool learning the things that she's done and seeing the pictures and stuff and talking with her folks and that. It's just cool. But again, my name's John, and I'm a witness, and it's a witness of God's grace. Thank you.